Working back in WCW back at that time, it was great. I always told people that I would probably retire if WCW was still around. I probably would have retired with them because we didn't go to any of the cold cities, like WWE. You go to everywhere. That's cold. I love working at WCW. It was a great company to work for. It gave me my start. I became World Heavyweight Champion there. They actually gambled on me, and I always wondered, the fans would accept me as World Heavyweight Champion, and all those questions were answered back then, as well as, for me, Ready to Rumble. Can't speak for my wife or anything, but that's when me and my wife really got close, and started our relationship, and 10 years later we married, with two beautiful twin babies at home, 4 years old. So it's been great.
That's awesome. Thanks a lot.
What was your favorite match? Like when you wrestled, which one was your favorite?
My favorite match. I've had so many great matches. Of course, the best of 7 matches with Chris Benoit was great. But one of my greatest matches for me, was wrestling Rey Mysterio, for the World Heavyweight Championship in WWE. And it was great because I was King Booker, with my Queen Charmel, we was playing such a goofy, stupid role, but the fans either loved it or they hated it. But it was so much fun, to be able to go out there and perform with Rey Mysterio, who's, one of the, I always call Rey Mysterio the smallest big man, in professional wrestling, because he would go out there and, leave it all in the middle of the ring. And I think if you go back and watch that match, I think you'd think it was a pretty good one as well.
So what's your favorite kind of food for protein-wise?
Protein. I've never been a dieter or anything like that. Protein is something that definitely you got to have if you plan on working out and being in shape. It's something, that's a question you're gonna have to go to GNC for right there because like I said, I never died. My wife would tell you, I just don't eat a whole lot, but I get in the gym and I train, especially in my heyday, 5-6 days a week. Muscle maturity comes with age. There's no real process to speed that up other than one other way, and that's not a way you really want to go down. You know what I mean? So get in the gym, train, eat properly, and how old are you?
22.
Boom, come 28, you have a pretty good looking body.
Hey, regarding your name, Booker T. Washington, that has a bit of a historical connotation to it. Did you select that name for yourself, or was that handed down, passed down?
It's crazy. I've gone through my life, with the name, Booker T. I hated my name when I was a kid. My real name is Booker T. Huffman. And my dad gave me that name. I'm a junior. And I say when I turn 18 years old, I'm changing my name, because when I was a kid, kids are cruel. They'll say anything, you know what I mean? So, for first grade through 6th grade, my name was Booger. So I hated my name, I got into fights all the time when I was a kid about my name, and then when I became an adult and got into professional wrestling, the name Booker T sounded pretty cool, and pretty catchy, and now kids actually look at the name Booker T a totally different way, so maybe that's because of me.
Thank you.
How's it going, sir? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you also.
Quick question, sir. I'm a long-time wrestling fan. Was it really hard to get you together cutting promos with Goldust?
I wouldn't say it was difficult at all. Myself and Goldust was, we were both pretty much characters. But one thing about the wrestling business, if you ever inspired to want to get into the wrestling business, you got to be able to make fun of yourself. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. You got to be able to go out there and be as quirky and stupid as you possibly can sometimes, and then no matter what it is, whatever script it is, you take it and you make it better than it possibly could have been, so my whole thought process when I got with Goldust was I knew it was something that no one ever thought would work. And Goldie, I call him Goldie. You know, I gave him the name Goldie. But we wanted to go out there and, like I say, prove everybody wrong and say, man, we're going to make this thing something special. Not for us. It's always about the fan that's watching it. And that's what Goldie and I went out there and did really, really good. And when we broke up, you know, I actually panned the audience, and you know, I could see some people were crying, you know, when we broke up and stuff, you know, but that what it was all about, going out there and giving the fan something they can feel and remember for many, many years to come. And I get so many questions just like that one right there, what it was like being with Goldust, man, you know, so I appreciate you.
Yes, sir, because I remember the one memorable one, 7-Eleven with the Slurpee and the hot dog.
Yeah. That's one like the most memorable one, you know what I mean? I remember going into 7-Eleven, you know, and I'm like, what are Booker T cups? You know, I'm like, oh, y'all sold out, you know what I mean? Yeah. They didn't have any Booker T cups. I was a little hot about that. But I still had to put myself over at the same time. But yeah, that was some classic stuff. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
No, thank you.
King Booker, Queen Carmel. 3 quick questions. First one, pro wrestling, it's changed. There's a lot of sports entertainment now. And 10 years of Cena, you know, the audience gets, you know, tired. And we have so much talent. We have Ziggler, just so many. What's your thoughts on like the industry now?
You know, I do see, you know, a lot of people's points. You know, it's always a point, counterpoint. You know, it's always going to be a question about John Cena. You know, you either love him or you hate him. It's one of those things. And for me, you know, as a promoter, you know, I'm realityofwrestling.com. You can check that out later on. Yeah. But a guy like Cena, he's going to always be good for business. Guys like Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, you know, Bray Wyatt. You know, I see these guys coming up, and they got a lot more years left in the tank, opposed to John Cena. You know what I mean? But to be around John and learn from him, I think it's something that those guys need. And one thing I always say, you really never know how much you miss something until it's gone. You know what I mean? And if you guys did not have, you know, the chance to say, let's go Cena sucks. You guys will lose your mind if you didn't have that. So definitely it's gonna always be a place for a guy like John Cena, a veteran who learned, you know, old school way. You know, he had one of his first matches with me. And I definitely made sure I went out there and schooled him properly so he could pass it on to the next guy. And I think that's what John Cena's doing right now, just paving the way for the next guy to step up. First and foremost, that guy's not just going to be able to take that spot. He's going to have to step up and show that he can sell some tickets. He can sell a pay-per-view buy rate before they even think about putting him in that spot. So that's what I say right there to the young guys in the locker room. Step up.
Also, that question kind of pertains to you in the women's division. I know you don't really wrestle as much, but you've been around, and you know, with WCW, WWE, also TNA, women have came a long way, especially in the 90s. What are your thoughts on the women's division in wrestling, pro wrestling?
Well, to be honest, right now I'm pretty much a full-time mom, so my 4-year-old twins do not let me watch a lot of television. But I don't know, call me sentimental, but I really do prefer old school. I mean, yeah, the women have come a long way, but I was not in the ring very often, but before I set foot in the ring, I was trained by Medusa. I'm getting chills right now. I didn't know what to say about her. Amazing. Even, you know, like Molly Holly, an amazing wrestler. And I was fortunate, though, to be a part of the industry when they started changing over and they were taking fitness models and you know, females who weren't necessarily athletic from the start, but they took them and they trained them. So I was able to see, you know, Trish Stratus develop. One of my favorite, more new school wrestlers is Michelle McCool. Of course, she came in with an athletic background, and you can tell because once she started training in the ring, she really picked up the craft. So I do kind of prefer old school because, you know, those women really, really, really trained, but there are several women now who are stepping up, like my husband said, to the plate. They're getting in there, they're training, they're learning the craft, and they're really doing a great job.
Second question, it's kind of funny. There's a YouTube video, it's like 5 million views, and it's, you're cutting a promo, and it's, I hope you know where I'm getting at. It's Hulk Hogan.
I mean, I always, people ask me about that all the time,
Okay.
It was a blooper moment, my blooper moment in wrestling. But it's a moment, I call it, it got 5 million views, but for me, it was black eye on my career, as far as I'm concerned. Just say for instance, if I was Eddie Guerrero and I went out and said something negative towards Latino people, it's something that would be a black eye on his career. And that's something that I did and that I'm really not proud of. It's, perhaps the worst moment in my wrestling career. And a lot of people may think it's cool, but to eradicate the N-word, for other people to stop saying it, I gotta be the first one to not say it. And I feel like I let millions and millions and millions of people down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you watch it, next time, look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Look at it and say, wow, okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not a good thing at all.
Yeah.
All right?
On a lighter note, last question. One more match. Are we ever gonna...
I never say never. I'm prepared, you know what I mean? Only luck, myself and each and every one of you guys are ever gonna have in life. Only luck you're gonna ever have is how prepared you are when opportunity knocks, you know what I mean? So right now, I stay in shape 24/7. I'm in the gym pretty much on a regular basis, taking care of that part of it. I'm still the same weight I was when I was wrestling, full time when I first started the business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm prepared, for the Royal Rumble. If I was to get an invitation or something like that.
Yeah, Sting's back, so you never know.
Never say never.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sucky, ducky, quack.
Shucky ducky quack quack. Yeah.
Just a question. Did you come up with all your catchphrases, like in the commentary?
Heck no, man. Everything that I've done, I stole it from somebody. No, I'm serious, you know what I mean? In wrestling, you got to be innovative. Even with catchphrases, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's something somebody else said. Spinner Rudy was a breakdancing move I did, what I mean, back in the day. And but just say the scissor kick. I saw a movie called Best of the Best, and I was like, wow, that's a cool move, you know what I mean? So I started getting incorporated in the wrestling, you know what I mean? So you just got to know how to take stuff and make it your own, because in wrestling, you got to think about it. Everybody's done the body slam, everybody's done the suplex, everybody's done the thing off the top rope, you know what I mean? So you got to be innovative and different by not just doing moves, but making it your own.
And I know you played a lot of roles in wrestling. You were a wrestler, you were a general manager, commentator. Which one would you say was your favorite? Overall.
I don't really think. I love wrestling. Of course, I love being in a tag team with my brother.
Yeah.
I love being with my wife. I love being the general manager. I love doing commentating, analyst, what I do right now. In life, you just got to know how to evolve. You can't stay in one place all the time. If you think like that, life can pass you by. If you're just thinking in one, you can still be stuck in I can be stuck in the 80s. You know what I mean? So you got to know how to evolve, and that's one thing that I've done really, really well to stay relevant in this business. You got to, keep up.
And one last question: dream match? Any match you could have?
Oh man, only dream match that I would ever think about or want to have is the fish that got away from me was Shawn Michaels. He's the only guy that I didn't get in the ring and actually perform with on a one-on-one basis and actually go out there and test my skills and my wits, with and actually see how good I really was, because I always, always looked at Shawn Michaels and said that he was perhaps the greatest, that ever put on the crab boots.
Both from Texas.
Yeah, we're both from Texas, both,
And can
Both
you
Hall of
sing
Famers.
Can You Dig It?
Can you dig that, sucker?
Thank you.
Yeah, I had actually two questions. One of them actually was, when I was a child, I loved watching you doing the axe kick. And how did you feel doing that to big known opponents, like doing that and then doing the spin Rooney? Like how was it?
Oh man, that's the great part for me was the performance.
Yeah.
To go out and leave memories. I always say people really don't remember a lot of times what they see, but they remember how they felt when they saw it, and then that'll make them trigger something. So for me to go out and jump as high as I possibly can, just like I have some photos over there where I'm in action, in motion. That's the stuff that I miss right there. Going out there and actually, having a 5-star match and then in the middle of the match just want to do the spinneroonie for no reason. That's the beauty of performing and going out and entertaining, and that's what I miss seeing, and that's what I implore for the younger guys to go out there and do a lot more of, because the fan come to the arena to want to be entertained. They want to suspend their imagination, for that, 15, 20 minutes they're watching that match, and it's up to me to go out there, let you watch that movie, take you on a car chase, and then finish it off at the end so you can say, wow, can't wait to go back and watch that movie again, so that's really what it's all about for me. Yeah.
That's cool. One more question. How close were you? One of my other favorite wrestlers was Bill Goldberg. How close were you with him?
Oh man, Bill Goldberg, actually really close. I was probably perhaps, the only friend he had when he came to WWE. No, but he's a good guy. He's a guy that got a break and he took advantage of it to the utmost and went out there and created a legacy that I don't think will ever be challenged.
Alrighty. Thanks.
All right.
All right, I got two questions. How was that match with Stone Cold Steve Austin in the grocery store?
Oh man, the Stone Cold Steve Austin infamous grocery store fight.